Well, today we took the next step with the government share offer and launching pre-registration. I have to say it is good to be at this stage after a fairly long process, making sure that government had met all the requirements to meet its treaty obligations, get a mandate from the people and get the whole process set up. But I think it is time to step back a bit and just remind ourselves why we've gone ahead with the government share offer. And there's a number of reasons. The first is simply our need to keep New Zealand government debt as low as we possibly can. 4 or 5 years ago, we owed the world about $10 billion. By the end of next year, we'll owe the world about $70 billion. Now, this transaction allows us to avoid a further $5 to $7 billion of borrowing on top of that $70 billion. It's important we get contain government debt because New Zealand household debt by international standards is very high, and so low government debt is part of the recipe for lower interest rates. If household debt's high, we need to keep government debt lower. The second reason is it will be good for the companies. It's quite, we need to remember that just because the government owns companies doesn't mean that they don't have commercial risk. As we found out with Solid Energy, 100% government ownership, but real commercial risks in a world of volatile commodity prices, and we've got some problems we need to fix there. The companies, the companies will have continuous market scrutiny when 49% of them are floated on the share market, and individual investors, professional analysts, other companies are looking at their performance and keeping an eye on it. And we've noticed in the run-up to the float, these companies have changed their attitudes. They're more careful with capital, they're more careful with costs, because they know they're going to be under quite significant scrutiny. And another reason we are going ahead with this is so that we can get the resources to do other things that are important to the government. Every household and business in New Zealand in the last 4 or 5 years has had to rethink how it uses its resources, its debt, how to keep on top of its overdraft, how to build up its savings. The government has a $230 billion balance sheet. That's the amount of assets that we own. We have priorities that we must meet over the next few years, particularly around the rebuilding of Christchurch and the modernising of our schools for our children. These sales will allow us to get the cash from organisations, from businesses we don't have to own in order to deliver the service, and use that cash to invest in those services which we do have to own so that we can deliver the service. No one else is going to rebuild an earthquake shattered hospital in Christchurch. No one else is going to pay to modernise and upgrade the education facilities that our children use every single day. So as we're going through this process, people will be making their own personal decisions related to how they want to invest, what they want to do with their savings. But the cash that we get in from the New Zealanders who buy shares will be put to very good use.